Hi, and welcome to this micro lesson. These are quick tips and tools for service providers who are looking to enhance and make their services more accessible for ORR eligible communities across California. These micro lessons are designed for busy service providers, whether you're a caseworker, county worker, resettlement staff, employment specialist, a community-based organization team member, or a contracted provider. Each micro lesson focuses on a practical skill that you can use immediately in conversations, client meetings, orientations, or home visits. I'm Carissa, an associate consultant with Solvera, and today's micro lesson focuses on one of the most important communication skills that we use every day, sometimes without even realizing it. Explaining our role clearly and avoiding jargon. So let's go ahead and dive in. When newcomers arrive in the US, they're suddenly introduced to a world of systems, new processes, acronyms, everything to do with housing, healthcare, schools, employment programs, and government services. So even clients who speak English fluently may not be familiar with how these systems work or what the terminology means. Many of the words we use daily, like intake, documentation, benefits, case, status, verification, appointment window, or wraparound, they have very specific meanings at our agencies. So avoiding jargon isn't just about simplifying things for the client. It's about removing unnecessary barriers to understanding their rights, their options, and their next steps. Clear communication increases confidence and, like I said earlier, reduces those misunderstandings. And it helps clients feel like they can actually participate fully in the process. So let's start by looking at a few examples of jargon that often come up in our work. You may recognize some of these. You'll need to complete this intake assessment before enrolling in services. We'll send a referral to an RMP partner agency. Please bring your documents so we can verify eligibility. Your service plan outlines your core objectives. We'll schedule a home visit once your case is actually assigned. So these phrases make sense inside our agencies, but imagine hearing them for the first time while adjusting to a new country, a new language, and new systems. Or even remember when you first started in your job and you weren't familiar with the terminology in this new work. So even simple words like case, program, appointment, verification, referral, status, they may not translate directly into a client's language or cultural context. So, for example, in some cultures, the word case, it might automatically imply legal trouble. Or in others, assessment sounds like a test or an evaluation of performance. Even program may not make sense unless explained as a service or a type of help. Also, acronyms are another major challenge. ORR, RMP, ESL, ICM. These can feel overwhelming to someone completely new to the system. So here's where we want to shift from jargon to clear, culturally sensitive language that clients can understand on the first try. So let's look at some examples on how to rephrase those common terms we talked about. So instead of intake assessment, maybe we could say, I'm going to ask a few questions so we can understand what support you need. Or instead of, I'm your case manager, try, my job is to help you get settled and connect you with the services your family needs. Instead of, I'll make a referral, you can say, I'm going to connect you with another organization that can provide this support. Or instead of document verification, you can say, we need copies of your documents so that we can help you receive the support. So a helpful formula to keep everything clear and consistent is who you are, what you do, and how it helps clients. And something important to note is that you can still use the specific language that you want while also making it familiar for clients. So you can say, I'll make a referral. That means I will connect you with another organization that can provide the support. And when you say that I'm your case manager, you can say, I am your case manager. That means this. So you can still help clients get familiar with the jargon, with the new language that they'll continue to hear. But it's important to also make sure that we're making it clear the first times that we're bringing this up. So another part where this typically comes up is when you're explaining your role. So a helpful formula to keep everything clear and consistent is to do who you are plus what you do plus how it helps the client. So examples sound like, I am part of the housing team. My job is to help you look for safe, affordable housing in this area. Or I'm on the resettlement team. I help families understand local services and adjust to life here. That structure of who you are, what you do, and how it helps keeps the explanation simple and easy to translate. Part of explaining your role clearly includes telling clients what you can and cannot do. So clear boundaries help prevent misunderstandings and again, continue to build that trust. So here are some additional examples that you can use when you're talking about your role or what you can do with the client. So I can help you apply for benefits, but I don't decide who is approved. I can explain a little bit more about this process, but I am not able to give legal advice. I can schedule your appointment with you or show you how to do that, but I won't be able to control the wait time. And I can support you with paperwork, but some decisions are made by the government offices. So being honest about limitations isn't a sign of saying, no, you can't have this or I won't do this. It's about setting those realistic expectations so the clients don't feel misled or confused. Boundaries are a part of that trauma-informed communication, helps clients feel safe and understood, and it helps them become familiar with how the systems work. And we want to not only offer that space for boundaries from ourselves, but also from clients to us as well. So let's maybe take a moment to practice. Think of one sentence that explains your role clearly. You can start with, my job is to blank, or I'm here to help by blank. Then, once you have that thought through, ask yourself, would someone brand new to the US understand this for the first time? Is there any jargon or system-specific language that I could remove? So try sharing your sentence with a coworker. Maybe they're around also listening to this micro lesson. You can ask, does this make sense? Could we make it simpler or more welcoming? This practice only takes a minute, but it can dramatically improve client communication. To recap all that we learned today, we covered why jargon can be confusing, examples of common phrases that we use every day that could benefit from clearer language, and practical alternatives that are simple and human-centered. We also reviewed the importance of setting boundaries and how that helps with communication and clarity. And we did just that little quick practice method for refining how we explain our roles. When we, as providers, communicate clearly, clients are able to feel empowered and included. Remember, avoiding jargon is not about simplifying or dumbing things down. It's about making information accessible and building trust. Please take a moment to complete our feedback survey through the QR code that helps us continue to improve our micro lessons. And you can visit Support Guide for more micro lessons, webinars, and other resources. Thank you again for watching this micro lesson from Solvera, your partner in impact.